Hey my friends, I'm Jade. Today I'm bringing you a class dedicated towards really opening up our front body. We spend a lot of time, especially in today's world, just focus on the momentum forward. So we're just going, expected to do so much and just always going forward nonstop. And that puts a lot of strain on our front body. And so what we're gonna focus on today is really just giving our front body a break, a moment to release and open up and stretch, okay? And then focus on a little bit more strength in the back body, all right? To allow the front body to open up, okay? So it's all unity, it all works together. I'm gonna show you how. Today is, of course, heart openers. We're gonna also open the lower body as well. So it's gonna be the front of the thighs, the quad area, and then also to the hip flexor, okay? So this little bend right here, all the muscles in there, and the psoas, which connects to your lower spine, okay? So again, it's all connected. I'm gonna teach you how to really lengthen your spine and find that bend in the proper areas. So we're not putting tension on our lower spine, which is gonna help you with your posture and just help you feel just released. It's gonna make you feel good, I promise, all right? Maybe not feel good when we're doing it. It's gonna feel a little tough, but afterwards you're gonna feel really good, okay? So find that motive within you and grab your water, and I will meet you on the mat. All right, my yogi friends, let's go ahead and begin in a supine position, lying on our backs, but first we're gonna set it up. So go ahead and grab your blocks. So I'm gonna place my top block for my head at the very top of my mat. It's gonna be on the lowest setting, okay? And then the next block is going to allow a little bit of space here. This is going to be for my back, okay? And this I'm gonna place on the second setting, all right? This is dependent on your flexibility and your ability to find comfort within that flexibility, okay? So listen to your body, all right? And then I'm gonna turn around and we're gonna have to adjust a little bit here. So bring your feet flat on the floor, knees are pointed up, firm your core up and in, and we're just gonna walk the hands back and scoot as needed. We're gonna allow our shoulder blades to fall right on top of that first block. So make sure the bottom tips of your shoulder blades are right at the bottom of that top block. And then your head is going to fall all the way down to that bottom block. So again, listen to your body, adjust yourself as needed. And then go ahead and just let your arms fall out to the side, tuck your shoulder blades underneath, and bring your feet so they're all the way out in front of you. Okay, so we're coming into our Matsyasana pose. And this is a little back bend and a laying position. Just make sure you're not crunching in your neck. You don't want to be facing backwards. You want to be looking upwards mostly, okay? And just take a deep breath here. Allow your body to be heavy here and allow gravity to take over. Just finding your breath. So breathing in through your nose, letting your heart lift, your belly lift, your ribs expand, and then as you exhale, your belly's gonna drop, heart, ribs. Just drawing your awareness to your body right now, your presence here in this moment. Finding that intention for this class today and letting go of anything else. Just taking this time for yourself only. All right, so on your next inhale, we're just gonna open the shoulders up a little bit. We're gonna reach the arms to the side and then reach them up alongside the ears. It's really stretching through the arms. So you may need to adjust your shoulder blades, pulling the shoulders down away from your ears. Make sure the arms are pressing into the arm sockets. Deep breath here. And then exhale, staying here. Reach up on your next inhale through the side body. And then exhale, let's just cactus the elbows out to the side, Okay, you're gonna feel deep stretch probably in the front shoulders, the chest area, maybe even the bicep. All the way through your exhale, and as you inhale, you're gonna reach the arms up. Bring your arms alongside your ears again. And then exhale, cactus out, so elbows are coming out to the side. We're letting the arms fall with gravity. Keep the palms open nice and wide. And then reach up again. So just moving with your breath. Exhale, elbows come out to the side. And just stay here for a moment. Inhale and exhale a few times. Just allow gravity to just allow the arms just to fall naturally. Keeping that bend. Maybe relaxing the hands a little bit. Still having the palms facing up towards the sky, allowing that positive energy just to run through your body right now. Just opening everything up naturally without forcing anything. On your next inhale, let's reach the arms up. And then exhale, bring the elbows all the way down. The arms are gonna come right beside you. Again, palms are facing up, arms are just relaxed towards the floor. Just a little bit away from your body. And let the hands curl naturally. All right, you guys, so let's flip the palms over. You can press the elbows into the floor. We're gonna very slowly and carefully press all the way up into a seated pose. Let's grab our blocks and just place them next to you, the top of your mat. And we're gonna bring the legs around and come into a kneeling pose, seated on our heels, Vajrasana pose. So knees pointed in front of you. Just take a deep breath. Reach the arms up towards the sky here. Fully inhale into the lungs. Reaching, energizing through the fingertips, palms facing each other. And then exhale, fly the arms out to the side, all the way down to the mat right behind you. We're gonna point the fingertips back, walk the hands back slightly, and then draw the shoulders back. Shoulder blades are going to squeeze in towards the spine, and we're gonna draw them down. Okay, so down the back here. Deep breath in, reach the heart up. As we exhale, we're gonna begin to roll the shoulders forward, just firming the core slightly here, just a little rounding of the spine. So as we inhale, we're pressing down into the fingertips to stretch the palms, stretch the forearms, drawing the shoulders back and down the body, lifting the heart up towards the sky. And as we exhale, rounding the spine. Let's do that again, really pressing the palms down into the floor, stretching the fingertips. And exhale, round out. Let's sit all the way back up this time. Reach the arms up towards the sky and twist towards your left side using your core only. So we're only using our abdomen to twist open here. Release the fingertips to the floor with the left hand. Right hand's gonna come either to the inner thigh of the right leg, or you can bring it to the outside of the left leg, just depending on your flexibility here with our twist. Now breathe in, growing tall through your spine, and exhale, just to go maybe a little bit deeper into this twist. Keep reaching through the crown of the head. Maybe you can twist to turn to look over that left shoulder. Just maintain that breath through this twist. All right, you guys. Let's bring both arms up towards the front, coming back to neutral. We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. So go ahead and twist now towards your right side. Release the right fingertips to the floor. Left hand can come to the inner left thigh or outer right thigh. Use your core to twist. We're just using our hands for a little bit of a bracing. We're not really pressing to twist further with the fingers. So full breath in, drawing the shoulders down. Controlled exhale. little bit further into this twist. Just stretching out the back muscles a little bit here, bringing out the spine a little bit, just building a little mobility before we go into this back bend practice. All right, let's go ahead and reach the arms forward, deep breath in. Cactus the arms out to the side, exhale. So firming the navel up and in towards the spine, even in this back bend. Shoulder blades contract in towards your spine and then drawing them down your back. So it's almost like we're gonna press them into our heart, to lift our heart up towards the sky. Really accentuating that lift and arching within your upper thoracic spine. Reach the arms up, come back to neutral. Let's do that one more time. Let's cactus out to the side, reach the heart up. And then when you're ready, let's reach back up again. Exhale, bring the hands all the way down to the mat. We're just gonna walk the hands forward, coming into a balasana pose. Release the forehead down. Release the arms down. Take one deep breath in here to the back body. And exhale out. You're gonna lift the body up until your hips are right over top of your knees. Make sure your knees are hip distance apart. And all we're gonna do here is just walk the arms forward, okay? Keeping the hips right above the knees into our puppy pose. Go ahead and release either your chin or your forehead to the floor. So again, listening to your body, not trying to force anything to happen, but just working slowly through these stretches. We want to listen to our body, make sure that we're patient with our bodies. Anytime we try to force anything to do what it's not ready to do, we backset ourselves. It doesn't help. And take a deep breath in, maybe allowing your body to go a little bit further to settle into this pose. Breathe in one last time here, and exhale. Let's very carefully walk all the way in, releasing the hips all the way down into your heels, right back into our balasana pose. A mild, soft rounding of the spine, just to give our backs a break. And then let's go ahead and press into the hands coming up to our tabletop pose. All right, so with this pose, we're gonna make sure our hands are pressing right into the mat, spread fingers, okay? We're going to spin the triceps back here. Take a deep breath, firm the navel up into the spine and step right back into our plank pose. So toes underneath the feet, so toes right underneath the heels. Firm the side hips in, make sure the knees are pointed down, and we're lifting those front thighs away from the floor. Pulling the tailbone down, take a deep breath, reaching through the crown of the head, draw the shoulders down, and then press into the hands. We're gonna lift the hips up, rounding slightly the spine into our downward facing dog. You can start by bending the knees, maybe alternate bending the knees, just walking out your downward facing dog. Just moving through this pose a little bit before fully coming into it. Make sure you're pressing evenly through the palms of your hands. So find that balance within your hands. And then when you're ready, go ahead and extend both knees slightly, maybe dropping the heels down, coming into our downward facing dog. Roll all the way forward, rounding the spine almost like a wave. And then we're gonna come right back into our plank pose, okay? So let's release the knees down, all the way back into our Vajrasana pose. Bring the hands behind you, fingers pointed back. Same thing like we did a moment ago. We're gonna walk the hands back and just pull the shoulders back, lift the heart up towards the sky. Take a deep breath, really spreading the collarbone. Squeezing the shoulder blades in towards your spine and then lifting the heart up further. Imagining the shoulder blades really lifting and pressing into the heart. And then as we exhale, we're gonna bring the hands all the way forward into our Balasana pose. Release the forehead. Right back, rounding through the spine into our tabletop. Step right back into your plank pose. Let's shift forward this time. Lower all the way down, all the way into your chest. Palms are right to the side of the chest here. Elbows point back, shoulders pull back. We're pressing into the tops of the feet. Make sure that we're pulling the inner thighs in towards each other here and pulling the tailbone down towards the heels to elongate the spine. We're gonna press into the hands, peel the heart forward, lifting it up on a deep breath in into our baby cobra pose, our Bhujangasana pose. And as we exhale, we're gonna just release all the way down. You can bring your forehead to the floor or your chin to the floor, whichever feels good for you. On your next inhale, let's do the same thing. We're gonna lift the shoulders up, pull the heart forward, elbows point back, shoulders pull back, and then exhale all the way back down. Last time. And on your inhale, let's roll all the way up. This time, let's see if maybe we can extend the arms coming into a high cobra, or you can go into a full seal pose, keeping the thighs on the floor. As we come into this pose, be sure to maintain that strength within the legs, pulling the inner thighs in towards each other, and that tailbone all the way down towards the heels. And if you're not in a seal pose, see if you can lift all the way up, curl the toes, lift the thighs up, and press right back into your downward facing dog. So lift the right leg up towards the sky, lift as high as you can go, and then bend that leg, pointing the toe towards the front left corner of the mat, lifting that knee high, 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 coming up to the tippy toes of the left leg, really pressing into the arms to lift away from the mat. And then we're gonna shift that knee all the way forward, bring the knee in towards the chest, find that space, and then step that right foot to the inside of your right hand. Release the left knee all the way down to the floor. And then we're gonna reach the arms up towards the sky here. All right, you guys, good job. So right knee is right over top of that right heel, toes and knee pointed forward. Make sure those hips are nice and level to the front of the mat. So maybe pulling that right hip back, left hip forward. Pressing into that left knee, that front right heel. Reaching through the arms, drawing the shoulders down. Again, lifting the heart up towards the sky. Go ahead and clasp your hands and point those pointer fingers maybe back towards the back of the mat. Deep breath in, really pulling the legs apart, sinking the hips down further. And then release the hands, fly the arms out to the side. We're gonna release the hands all the way down to the mat. Lift the back knee up, step that right foot straight back into your plank. Lower the knees, lower the body, come all the way down. Elbows point back, palms right next to your chest. Press into the legs, squeezing the inner thighs. We're gonna lift up into our seal this time if you can. Extending through the elbows, pulling the heart forward, shoulders back. Elongating through that spine. And then we're going to very carefully curl the toes, lift the hips up, pressing, rounding through the spine, pressing into the hands, downward facing dog. Let's do the same thing on the opposite side. So we're reaching the left leg up this time towards the sky. Bend the knee, point the toes towards the front right corner of the mat. Make sure the shoulders are level to the mat. And then when you're ready, let's bring that knee in towards the chest. Find that space to step through to the inside of the left hand. Release the right knee, uncurling the toes, pressing into that front heel, reaching the arms up to the sky to start, checking your alignment. Feeling this deep opening through the right hip flexor. Keeping that right glute nice and firm. And the hips level to the front of the mat. Go ahead and interlace the fingertips, pointing your pointer fingers. Maybe slowly begin to lift and arch back through the upper spine. Deep breath in. Sink the hips a little bit further. Find that breath through this movement. And then exhale, release the arms out to the side, flying it out. Release the hands all the way down. Lift the back knee up and step straight back into your plank. This time we're gonna lower the knees, roll all the way down. Bring the forehead right to the mat and then press into the hands right back into our seal. And this time pressing into the tops of the feet, lifting the thighs away from the floor into our upward facing dog. Shoulders back, inner thighs firming in and pressing into the hands, into the top of the feet, lifting the hips up, downward facing dog. Very good, you guys. Let's take another breath here. Let's repeat that. We're gonna do a little bit different this time. So reach the right leg up towards the sky, bend the knee. See if you can lift that knee up a little bit higher, firming that right glute. Pressing through the hands, lifting the arms away from the floor. And shifting forward, bringing the knee into the chest, lifting high so you have space here for your foot to step forward. Okay, so in our runner's lunge, let's just stay in our runner's lunge for just a moment. Okay, knee over top of that front heel. We're energizing that back thigh away from the floor. So you're gonna feel a deep opening in your left hip flexor and even that front leg, that hip and hamstring area. So taking a breath here, exhale. Let's press the left hand into the mat. We're gonna circle the right arm to the front and then reach up towards the sky, opening to the right side. And twisting lunge. So shoulders are stacking here. Even though we're pressing into that left hand, we're lifting up through the arm. Deep breath. Don't forget about that left thigh, energizing away from the floor. So I'm firming the thigh up into the leg bone. And then reaching forward, coming right back to neutral. And then we're gonna release the knee down. Bring the hands right back up. Interlacing the hands, we're gonna point the fingertips up towards the sky, maybe slightly arching back. Deep breath. Stay connected to your breath through these deep stretches. The breath is going to help to guide you further into these poses. Remember to stay strong through the legs and find that length through your spine. So we're not just bending back, we're lifting through the spine and arching through the upper spine backwards, keeping the neck in line with that arch. Let's release the hands and cactus the arms out to the side. And then we're going to interlace the hands behind us down towards the mat. So we're going to pull our fists down towards the mat. Keep breathing. Make sure the hips are nice and level here. All right, you guys. Let's release the arms. Bring them back up to the sky one last time. Fly them out to the side, down to the mat. Lift the back knee up and step straight back into your plank pose. This time we're just gonna press into the mat, lifting up to our downward facing dog. Take a breath. On your next inhale, same thing, we're gonna lift the left leg up towards the sky, bending the knee, pointing that toe, lifting that knee as high as you can, keeping the shoulders level to the mat, so make sure you're only twisting from your lower body. When you're ready, shift forward, bringing that knee into your chest, lifting high so you have room to step to the inside of that left hand. All right, so staying in our runner's lunge, we're gonna keep that right leg now energizing away from the floor. Press your right hand into the mat, make sure it's underneath your shoulder. You're gonna reach the left hand forward and open up towards the left side as we reach the left arm up towards the sky. So as we twist, you're gonna notice your right hip maybe feels a little funny, so you wanna keep that knee pointed down towards the floor. Take a breath. Squeezing that right glute. And then when you're ready, release that left hand down. We're gonna release the right knee down. Press into the front heel, lifting up into our low lunge. Deep breath. Interlacing the hands, reaching those fingertips up and back, finding that arch through the upper spine. Staying here, connecting to your body. Again, trying to find that patience with yourself. Just working one moment at a time, connecting with your breath to allow you to go a little bit further into this pose with a little bit more security. So feeling stable, feeling that surrender within the discomfort. And then when you're ready, we're gonna release and cactus the elbows out to the side. Press the shoulder blades into the spine. Release the hands all the way down to clasp down. Release the hands all the way down, clasping behind your back, and then pulling the fist down towards the mat. Really going into a deep stretch here with that right side. So drawing the shoulder blades down, drawing the shoulders down, lifting the heart up. Maybe you can begin to pull the fist away from your body here. On your next inhale, we're gonna reach the arms one last time up towards the sky here, and then fly them out to the side. Bring your palms to the mat, lift the back knee up, step back into your plank, press back into your downward facing dog. Let's walk the feet all the way forward, just taking a little break, stretching out the hamstrings, keeping the knees bent. Come up halfway to your Ardha Uttanasana, so stretching through the spine forward. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Pressing into the hands, we're gonna step right back into our plank pose and lift those hips up, downward facing dog. All right, you guys, let's lift the right leg right back up to the sky. Bend the knee, shift forward, bring the knee into the chest, step the right foot. Keep that left leg lifted. We're gonna press into the front heel, reach the arms up towards the sky, coming into your crescent pose. This time we're gonna bend the right elbow, let the hand fall behind the neck here, and then I'm gonna bend my left arm and reach to pull that elbow in towards the body and back. So just going into a little bit of a stretch here in the tricep. So as I do this, my head is not pushing forward, it's not pushing back, it's in line with my spine. So make sure everything stays level and even. Use those legs to energize. Remember to firm that thigh away from the floor in the left leg and really stay strong in that right leg here. Deep breath, a little bit of a back bend, lifting the heart up. And exhale. Let's reach the arms up towards the sky. Release the left knee down to the floor and curling the toes. This time we're gonna release the hands all the way down to the mat. Press the left palm into the floor and reach the right arm forward and then twist to open towards your right side, reaching the arm up towards the sky. Take a deep breath here. Find that length. See if you can press the hips towards the floor just a little bit further. We're gonna lift that left heel in towards the glute, reach the right arm back, and see if you can grab the top of that left foot. Now you're always welcome to use a strap here as well, just to extend the arm a little bit further if it's hard to bring the foot in that close to your glute. We're just going in for a little stretch in the quad muscle on the left side. So drawing that right shoulder back. One more breath here. And release the foot, bring the arm back up. And then circle the arm back down to the mat. We're gonna lift that back knee up. Step straight back into your plank. Release the knees down, sink the hips back. Just release into your balasana for a moment. Just noticing the energy building throughout your body. And pressing into the hands, lifting the body right back up, pressing into your hands, lifting into your downward facing dog. Let's do the same thing on the opposite side. So left leg reaches up, bend the knee, step all the way through into your runner's lunge. So extending the legs away from each other. Remember to pull that right thigh away from the floor. We're gonna press into the front foot, lifting up into our high crescent lunge. Arms reach up. Just bend that left elbow this time. Arm falls behind you. You're gonna reach for that left elbow and stretch out that left tricep. Deep stretch. Stay strong in the legs, level in the hips. I know this is really hard to do, but you're gonna build a lot of energy throughout your body and feel so much better after this practice. Just stay with it, breathe through it. See if you can lift the heart up a little bit higher. Release the arms up towards the sky, sink the hips a little bit lower. And go ahead and release the hands to the floor. Release the right knee down and curling the toes. Press into that right hand, reach the left forward, circling open towards your left side. Okay, so same thing on this side. We're gonna reach that right heel in towards the glute. See if you can extend your arm behind you and reach for the top of that foot. Deep stretching twist here with your right quad. So think of really pulling that left hip forward, which is very intense. And what that's gonna do is line those hips up to make sure you're really going into the right areas when you sink the hips down and stretch out that right quad. And make sure you pull that right shoulder back. A lot going on here. One last breath. Very carefully release the foot down. Bring that left arm all the way around and down. Let's lift the right knee up. Press the left foot back. Release the knees down. Let's just go ahead and sit all the way back into our Vajrasana pose again, sitting on our heels. Bring the hands to the mat again, walking the hands back, fingertips point back. All right, and then we're gonna inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, roll the spine, just like we started out with. Inhale, just slowing the heart rate down. And exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale to breathe in, nice fully into the lungs. And exhale, let it go. Okay, you guys, let's walk the hands forward. Just coming into a tabletop pose. This time what we're gonna do is keep the knees on the floor. Hands are, again, pressing underneath the shoulders. Press into the palms, spreading the fingertips. Let's extend that right leg straight behind us, okay? So think of spinning that inner thigh upwards towards the sky to keep the knee pointed down towards the floor. You wanna keep your core pressing in towards your spine so you're not drooping through the lower back, okay? We're nice and straight through the spine, okay? Right hip is not lifting up, it's right in line with the left hip. So you're really strong here, and then pull that left hip in towards your midline, okay? So when we lift the leg up, you'll notice everything gets a little wonky. 2, substitute for weak areas, okay? So you wanna make sure you stay strong and balanced. All right, so I'm gonna have you bend that right knee, keep the knee pointed down towards the floor in a 90-degree with that right leg, okay? We're really pointing those toes of the right foot up towards the sky. Press into the right hand, lift the left arm up off the mat, and then begin to reach straight back, okay? So really pulling that left shoulder back. We're gonna begin to reach for the top of that right foot, okay? So here, I want you to try to keep your shoulders level to the front of the mat and watch that right knee doesn't go out to the side, all right? We're gonna go ahead and press the top of the foot into the hand as we lift the hand up towards the sky. So squeezing that right glute, pulling the tailbone down if you can feel that. Make sure you're not bending mostly in that lower spine. We wanna pull the heart forward and breathe here. So really focusing on that right knee, staying level with your body. So don't let it come out to the side. Use that inner thigh to really pull that leg in. Breathe. See if you can go a little bit higher. Really drawing that shoulder on the left arm back, pressing that shoulder blade into the heart. So you can go maybe higher. Deep breath. One more breath here. And very carefully bring the knee down, release the hand. Bring the hand right underneath the shoulder. Release the knee to the floor. Let's sit back into our Balasana pose. Take your time. Okay, you guys, let's roll back up. And we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. So check your hands. Make sure nice, strong palm on the left hand this time, okay? We're gonna lift and extend that left leg straight behind us, straight line. Pulling the core into the spine, squeezing that left glute. Watch the hips, make sure they're firming in towards your body. Shoulders draw back. Breathe here. And then bend that left knee, pointing the toe. We're gonna press into the left hand, reach the right arms back. Start here, and then see if you can reach all the way and grab the top of that left foot, okay? So check your alignment. Begin to arch slowly from your upper spine. We're gonna press the foot into the hand, drawing that right shoulder forward, but also down away from the ear. So we're pulling it down slightly back. We're making sure the shoulders stay even to the front of the mat though. So breathe in, heart comes forward, lengthen the spine, and as we breathe out, we're gonna lift the leg up even higher. Let's repeat that. Breathe in, find that space, pressing through the hand and the knee, lifting up through the arm. Exhale, lift the leg up a little bit higher. Watch that left knee stays in line with the glute. Deep breath in, and exhale. So you can go a little bit higher. One last breath, and then exhale, very carefully release the knee down, the hand down, sink back, Balasana. All right, you guys, come right back up. Okay, you ready for this? Here we go. We're going to step back into our plank pose. Take a breath. Exhale. Press the hands. Lift up, downward facing dog. Reach the right leg up. A little bit faster this time. Bend the knee. Shift forward. Knee in. Step to the right inside of the right hand. We're gonna press into that front heel. Lift the arms up towards the sky. Deep breath. Clasp the hands together. Reach the pointer fingers back. Deep breath. Release the hands, fly them out to the side. We're gonna hinge forward this time. Reach the arms down and then forward. Clasp the hands, reach them up, arch back. Little movement. Release the hands, circle them out, reach them forward. I'm running into my plants. And then clasp the hands, reach the fingertips up. Let's do that 2 more times. Reach the arms all the way to the side. Reaching forward as you hinge forward. Clasp the hands, point back. Last time. Open them up, hinging forward. Little subtle movement. That takes a lot of effort. Point back. This time, cactus the arms out to the side. Reach them back up. Release the left knee down. Keep pointing up towards the sky, sink the hips down. Squeeze that left glute so you can go a little bit further down. Lift up through the spine. Release the hands all the way to the mat. Press into the hands. Lift the back knee, step back, plank. All right, you guys. Lower the knees, sink back. Balasana. Exhale. Roll back up. Plank pose. Lift up, downward facing dog as you exhale. Okay, let's do the same thing on the left side. So lift that left leg up, bend the knee. Deep breath in. Exhale, shift forward, step to the inside of the left hand. Take a breath. Press into that front heel. Lift the arms up towards the sky. Clasp the hands. Point those fingers up and back, lifting up through the spine. Hips are even. release the arms. We're gonna fly them out to the side down as we reach forward, hinging forward. Keep the left hip back, re-interlace the hands, reach the fingertips up. Moving with your breath. So deep inhale as we come up, exhale very slowly as we circle down, hinge forward. Begin to inhale as we reach up in a clasp. 2 more times. Reach the arms down, hinge forward, pressing that left hip back, clasp and lift up, pointing back. Last time, reaching forward, clasping, lifting up. Let's cactus the arms out to the side. Exhale, inhale, reach them up. Fly them down to the mat. All right, step that left foot back, release the knees, Balasana pose. Exhale, roll back up. This time sink the hips all the way down and release the forehead to the floor. Let's press into the palms, elbows point back, extending up into your upward facing dog. Lift the thighs away from the floor. Firm the inner thighs in. Find that space in the spine. Remember to draw that tailbone down. Shoulders pull back. Deep breath in. And then pressing up into your upward facing dog. All right, you guys, let's lower the knees all the way down to the mat. We're gonna sit back into our Vajrasana again. So we're gonna come into our first back bend, okay? We're gonna come into our camel pose. So grab your blocks, possibly, if you wanna use blocks. Let's go ahead and just bring your blocks right behind your toes, or you can bring them right to the side of the hips, okay? This is different for everybody. All right, so reach your arms up to the sky and take a breath. You can point the fingers, cactus the arms out to the side, exhale, firm your navel up and in. Release the hands down to the top of your thighs. We're gonna press into the shins, the top of the feet, and lift the hips up. Make sure your knees are hip distance apart, okay? So lifting up, pull the tailbone down. That's gonna create the space in the lower spine, all right? Make sure those blocks now are to the outside of your ankles. So bring them in on the tallest setting, all right, just to start out, okay? So inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, kind of fly your arms all the way back. And first we're just gonna clasp them and pull your fists down to the floor as we lift up through the heart. We've done this, we know what to do here. So shoulder blades press into the heart to lift up. They draw in towards your spine. You're keeping your core nice and firm. Taking a nice deep breath here, finding that breath. Using your core to stay stable. Pulling the side hips in and making sure you're lengthening up through your legs as well, okay? And then go ahead and release the arms. Take a breath. You can drop your chin down. Let's do that again. Let's reach the arms up towards the sky. This time, fly the arms out towards the side of you, and you're going to very carefully lift the heart up and lift, lift, lift as you begin to arch through the upper spine. Maybe you can bring your hands onto the blocks, okay? So here you want to really pull the shoulders back and then draw those shoulder blades in towards your midline. Press the shoulder blades into your chest, lifting the heart up, energizing through the arms, so we're not just relaxing completely into the blocks here, okay? We want to find that space. So firming the sides hips in, make sure you pull the tailbone down and press the hips forward. Spin the inner thighs, firming them in towards each other, really squeezing the shoulder blades. Maybe you can release the head slightly back, as long as you're not putting pressure and you have a pillow with your traps. If you don't feel that, keep your head lifted. Okay, so deep breath and exhale. Begin to release the hands, come all the way up. You can move your blocks as you sink your hips down towards the mat, okay? Just take a breath. Let's do that again. All right. You can bring the blocks back up. Lift the hips up. This time, if you want to, you can bring the blocks down to a lower setting, or you can just aim for your heels. Another little trick here as we go further into this pose is to curl the toes under to lift the heels up if you want to use your heels, okay? So whatever works for you, just you can try whichever one you want to. Just listen to your body, make sure you're not in pain, okay? We want to be able to breathe through this pose. So if you're not, back off a little bit, all right? So again, pressing into the shins, the top of the feet. We're gonna lift up through the thighs, lift up through the spine, through the front body, lift the heart up, reach the arms up towards the sky. Find that space and that length, and then fly the arms out to the sides as we begin to roll the upper body up towards the sky. We're going to press the hips forward as we lift, lift, lift through the spine. And again, you can reach back for your blocks, which should be at your ankles, or you can come all the way down to your heels this time. I'm gonna show you what it looks like to come down to your blocks. So reach your hands onto your blocks. You're gonna press the hips forward. Okay, make sure the hips stay in line with your knees, inner thighs squeeze together, shoulder blades firming together. Lift, lift, lift. And when you're ready, you can relax your head back into your trap pillow. Deep breath. Deep breath here. I'm gonna pull that tailbone down. And then when you're ready, let's come all the way up. Reach your arms up to the sky. Fly the arms all the way out to the side. Maybe move your blocks off to the side. We're gonna do that one more time. Let's see, maybe this time you wanna try to just use your heels. So you can try that little trick, lifting the heels up higher, or you can have flat foot on the floor. Just resettle, drop your chin down. Okay, you guys, stay with me. Let's come all the way up, kneeling. Reach the arms up to the sky. Reach the arms out to the side, finding that space in the heart, the shoulders, the chest. And then we're gonna begin to lift up, arching back through the upper spine. See if you can reach maybe through your arms for your heels, okay? We're gonna press those hips forward. Make sure you squeeze the inner thighs together, really drawing those shoulders back, releasing the head back when you feel comfortable. Into our camel pose. Find space in the spine here. You want to grow tall towards the sky, so really lifting your heart up, 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 up. From the side hips in. One more breath here. And then exhale, very carefully lift the upper body up. Oh. Very slowly, you're gonna notice a lot of energy coming through the body and the mind right now. Sit all the way back. This time, reach the arms forward. Oh, you're gonna have to go really slow with this one, so you can bring your elbows onto the floor first. Just take a breath. Release the torso down towards your knees, and then maybe you can walk the hands all the way forward. Release the forehead, Balasana. Okay, you guys, let's come right back up. And then this time what we're gonna do is walk the knees forward. We're going to just swoop the legs out to the front of the mat in our Dandasana pose, so you can keep the knees bent here. Take a breath, and then exhale. We're gonna reach the arms forward, firm the core in, and roll all the way back with a hollow belly, so nice firm core onto our backs. Okay. So releasing all the way back. Okay, bring your knees up towards the sky. So heels are going to be right underneath the knees. First, tuck your shoulder blades underneath and then draw your shoulders down. We're gonna press into the feet. Okay, knees are pointed up. Pull your tailbone down towards the back of your heels. Let's reach the arms up just above the head, so nice and long like we did in the very beginning of practice. Take a breath, exhale, and then press into the feet. We're gonna lift the hips all the way up. So tailbone pulling down towards the back of the knees. Knees in line with your hips, okay? So firming the inner thighs in, but not moving your alignment. So you want to keep your knees in line with your hips. Arms are just reaching up overhead, relaxing everything down. Make sure you have space in your neck, so draw those shoulders down, firming your core. Deep breath in. It's nice, deep stretch for your core, for your front body, your arms, your shoulders, and then exhale, release all the way down. This time let's cactus the arms out to the side. We're gonna do the same thing. So deep breath. As we exhale, we're gonna lift the hips up, retuck those shoulder blades. And watch your knees. Just breathing through this pose. And release all the way down. Okay, reach the arms up again. Same thing, press into the heels, lift all the way up. See if you can come a little bit higher this time. So we're going a little past the typical bridge pose or exercise, okay? We're lifting those hips up really high, keeping the knees in line with our hips. Notice how they want to come out to the side. Okay, we're not necessarily squeezing the glutes, but we're pulling that tailbone down, and keep saying it, pulling the hips in, and really firming the inner thighs to keep the knees in line here with the hips. Deep breath. Exhale, stay lifted. So using our hamstrings, using our glute muscles, our back muscles, and then we're going to release all the way down. All right, you guys, we're gonna come in for our wheel pose, which is a little tricky, so I'm gonna walk you through it. A few options here. If you notice a lot of tightness in your hands or you have any wrist problems, you may wanna use blocks. And you can come against a wall as well, so put the blocks against a wall for stability. I'm gonna pretend there's a wall right here. So I'm gonna put my blocks like this. So they're gonna be in line with my shoulders, so I'm able to get my hands shoulder distance apart. Make sure you have space for your head, and you're just gonna walk your body all the way back until you tap the top of the wall here, okay? You're gonna place your hands, you're gonna place your palms with your fingertips facing forward right onto the edge of the blocks, okay? Make sure you're nice and secure, and we're gonna just work from there, okay? Elbows are gonna be drawing in, all right? Not out to the side. We wanna keep our elbows in line with our shoulders, and that's how you're gonna do it with the blocks. If you're not using blocks, which I'm gonna show you without blocks, I'm gonna put my blocks over to the side. We're gonna do the same concept, so bring your hands right next to right above your shoulders, should I say. All right, so fingertips pressing into the mat. We're not pressing the palm down quite yet. Elbows are pointed up, shoulders pulling down, pull the tailbone down, heels right underneath the knees. Same concept. What we're gonna do is lift the hips up, begin to press into the hands coming up to the top of your head, okay? So elbows are now pointed forward, all right? They're not out to the side, and I'm pressing now into the palm of my hand. All right, I'm at the top of my head. Make sure you're pulling your tailbone down. Make sure you keep your knees pointed right ahead. All right, we're gonna begin to lift up. So pressing into the hands, lift the hips all the way up. Pull the side hips in from the inner thighs. Make sure you're lifting through the arms and really locking that arm into the shoulder socket. Deep breath in. And then exhale, we're gonna come right back to the top of the head, and then very carefully begin to roll, still maintaining that little bend, the hips all the way down, and roll the body all the way down to the floor. Okay, we're gonna do that again. So release the hands, palms open to the side of the body. Just take a moment. Exhale. Okay, let's do that again. So fingertips are slightly underneath the shoulders here, elbows point up. Make sure your alignment is correct with your heels, your knees are pointed up, elbows point up, okay? Find that security and that stability with the hands, the fingertips. We're gonna press into the heels, lift the hips up. Press into the hands, come to the top of the head. Make sure your elbows are pointed up and forward here, or should I say to the top of the mat. Deep breath in, and then exhale to lift the heart up. So pull the tailbone down, find that space, really lifting and arching through the upper body. Firming the inner thighs in, firm the arms in, make sure we pull that tailbone down. Deep breath, breathe, so you can lift the body up a little bit higher. And then when you're ready, exhale, release to the head, top of the head, little arch, release the back to the floor, the hips to the floor, and release all the way down. All right, you guys, bring the palms open to the side of the body, extend your legs all the way out. Take a breath here. And then bring your knees all the way in towards your chest, very slowly and carefully, for an Appanasana pose. Just a little squeeze around your knees, maybe rocking from side to side. Noticing all the energy moving through you right now. When we go into these back bends, you'll notice a lot of emotion coming up, and that is completely normal. That's usually what happens. So just try not to judge too much. Just let it pass through you. It's actually just coming up and releasing. So this is a good thing. It's not good to bury things deep down, because when they release, it just becomes overwhelming. And so it's very important to take moments just to spend releasing this part of you, a little by little. Let's go ahead and extend the legs up to the sky. And then we're gonna bend the knees, have the bottom of the feet pointed up, coming into our happy baby pose. So arms are on the inside of the knees are coming down towards the floor. You wanna keep the lower back pressing into the floor, bottom of the feet pressing up to the sky. Deep breath in, exhale. Maybe rocking the hips side to side. Just taking one more deep breath here. On your exhale, extend your legs right back up to the sky, flexing the feet, reaching the arms up ahead, and then flying the arms out to the side. And all we're gonna do is bend the knees. You can have your arms actually straight out like a T, and we're just gonna let the knees fall off very carefully to the left side. So you can move your hips over. Make sure you keep that right shoulder blade on the floor. So if you need to elevate the knees up with a pillow or a block, feel free to do so. And if you want to go further into this twist, you can turn your head to look over towards your right side. Just completely surrendering here after this long practice, letting go of any tension within the body, within the face. Really noticing all the tension held within your face, especially through those difficult movements. Seeing if you can focus on where you're holding the most tension and breathe into it. And then as you exhale, letting that tension just release from you. Giving yourself that permission to settle, relax, to open up, to feel comfort, because you deserve it. Very carefully, on your next exhale, we're gonna bring the knees up. Go ahead and bring your knees into the chest just to recenter. Coming in for Appanasana, you can sway side to side slightly. And then let's come back, feet to the floor, arms in a T, and then we're just going to bring the knees off to the right side. So I like to move my hips over slightly to the left side as I do this. And again, keep that left side this time, that left shoulder blade on the floor. You may notice that one side seems to be a lot tighter than the other side, and this again is very normal. We all have imbalances, and yoga is not to judge them, but it's just to work through them, noticing where you are and knowing that you are where you are. Your body is where it is for a reason. And you're here today to work through it, to notice it, and slowly, with patience, work through it. Let's take one last breath in. And then exhale everything out. Let's bring the knees up very carefully. One last Apanasana. Squeeze, bringing those knees in. And then let's very carefully, you can roll to one side. Use the top hand to press into the floor and very slowly kind of rolling sideways all the way up. Or you can just roll yourself up. Let's come into a Sukhasana pose. So crossing your legs in front of you. Let's take a breath here. Drop your chin down. Let's reach the arms out to the side, looking up as we reach up. And then draw your hands to heart center, just watching all that energy, that positive energy brought through your hands right down to your heart, dropping your chin down. Let's bring our hands now to our heart and just close out this practice by thanking yourself for showing up, for finding the discipline and the determination to show up today, get through this class, open your heart, and just to be a little more vulnerable. Show yourself some love, because we can't love until we love ourselves. Thank you for letting me guide you through this namaste until we meet again.